Hi there, this is Miss McTaggart. In this video we're going to look at the National 5 topic of expanding double brackets with 2 and 3 terms. Now this video I'm using the box method. There are other methods out there such as the kind of foil or claw method, so make sure you're watching the right video. There is another video on that method also. So this is a box method which a lot of schools employ as sometimes maybe a simpler alternative, and I quite often use it with classes that are struggling with the algebra part of National 5. Now the way you do a box method is you start by very simply drawing yourself 2 lines. Now some schools will do it by drawing a series of boxes. That's fair enough, you can do that, but it's much simpler I think to just draw 2 lines. And what we do is on the long side we put in the long bracket, so we put m squared, we put plus 2m, and we put plus 4, and we just kind of spread that out a wee bit. And then on the shorter side we put in the m plus 3 brackets, so we do m and plus 3. Now what this is like a multiplication tables, and what we do is we try and multiply all these terms. So if I was going to do boxes now, just to show you what that kind of means, is some schools will get you to divide it all up like this, and you end up with 6 little boxes, right? If I put boxes around absolutely everything, it looks like that, and I've got 6 boxes. So in this first box, the one that I'm going to highlight just now, I would be doing the m squared times the m. So I'm bringing down the m squared and I'm bringing in the m, and then in that box I'm writing what that gets when you multiply them. So m squared times m multiplied gives you m cubed. So in that box I write m cubed. On the next box I am going to do what you get when you multiply 2m and m. So in that box 2m times m would give you 2m squared. So I'm going to write 2m squared. Oh, wrong colour pen, sorry. So 2m squared. And then I'll do the same again. In the next one, I would do m times 4, which would give me 4m. I'm going to stop putting in the highlighter, okay? Now I'm going to do the bottom row, and I would bring down, I would multiply the 3 and the m squared. So this would give me 3m squared. So what I just did there is I multiplied the m squared by the 3m, and they came in and gave me the 3m squared. I'm going to do the same with the next term. I'm going to multiply 3m times 2m, which gives me 6m. And in the end box is multiplying the numbers 3 times 4 is 12. What I then do is we have to gather this up a wee bit. And what happens is we have, on the diagonals, we've got a 2m squared there and a 3m there that can gather together. And we've also got a 4m here and a 6m. So they all kind of gather up, and we have 4 parts to our answer. So from our first top left box, we've got m cubed. If I gather together the m squareds, I've got a 2 and a 3, which just gives me 5, so 5m squared. On the green boxes, I've got a 6 and a 4, which gives me 10m, and then I've got a 12 at the end. So your answer for these ones, you should be expecting a cubed, a squared, an m, a letter, and a number, okay? Okay, let's do the next one. Now I'm not going to draw all the individual boxes this time, we're just going to do it using the 2 lines. So along the top, I've got a long line and a short line. The long line goes the long bracket, but spread out a little bit, and the short line goes the other bracket. So remember, with each letter I'm taking the sign that's in front of it, because that belongs with it. So this first bit here will be a times a squared, which gives me a cubed. The next term will be a times minus 3. So we're multiplying this one and this one together, which gives us negative 3a squared. The end term will be doing the 5 times the a, which gives us 5a. Then I'm going to come down to the bottom row, and we're going to times everything by negative 4. So negative 4 times a squared gives us minus 4a squared. Negative 4 times negative 3, double negative there, turns into positive 12a. So plus 12a. And the last 2 bits, minus 4 times 5, the negative wins, so we get negative 20. Then we're going to do our tidy up. So these a squareds will gather together, and these a's will gather together. The other ones aren't going to change at all. So when your final answer gives you a cubed, negative 3a squared, negative 4a squared, where you're doing the negative 3 minus 4, which is minus 7a squared. For the a squared, you've got a 5 and a 12, so 5 plus 12 is 17 with an a, so 17a, and then the negative 20 doesn't change. Again, you've got 4 terms to answer: a cubed, a squared, a letter, and a number. So that's it without all the individual boxes. You can do what you prefer. If you want to put in all the extra lines, you can. They're not really necessary, but that is your method. And it definitely does make it a bit easier for some pupils. Let's do one more. It's just the exact same, but got some slightly harder numbers because there's more numbers to multiply. So along the top, we're going to have the big bracket, so 4p squared. You're going to have a plus, I'm just going to put a 1 in here, okay, for 1p, and a minus 6. Down the short column, we've got a 2p, and we've got a negative 3. Okay, let's times the top row. So the top row is all getting multiplied by 2p. So for my first thing, I'm doing this times this. So I'm doing 2 times 4 is 8. P times p squared is p cubed. So I've got 8p cubed. For my second term, I'm multiplying these two. 2p times 2p. Well, 2 times 1 is 2. P times p is p squared. So this gives me 2p squared. Now I'm going to do this one times this one. So I've got 2 times negative 6 with a p. So negative 12p. Now I'm going to do the bottom row. So this time I'm doing negative 3 times everything in the top row. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. There's a p squared there as well. So negative 12p squared. Then I'm doing negative 3 times 1. Well, the negative 3 turns this into a negative. So this gives us negative 3p. And then a minus 6 and a minus 3 multiplied, double negative there. 3 times 6 is 18, so it's turning into plus 18. And then I'm just going to highlight the things that tidy up. So I've got the p's gathered up there, and the p squareds gathered up, and the other things stay as they are. So I have got an 8p cubed. 2 take away 12 on the p squareds. Well, 2 take away 12 is minus 10. So minus 10p squared. A negative 12 and a negative 3. Now that is not a double negative. Do not try and turn that into plus 15. It's not a double negative. It stands for minus 12. Come down another 3, which takes you to minus 15. So it's minus 15p and then a plus 18 for your final answer. So remember, and for the table, sorry, I should have put in there, it's a times table. So we're timesing doing the table, but when we're doing the gathering up, we are adding, we are just gathering together, no multiplying for that bit. So if you want, on my next slide, I've got some that you can go try on your own. So 6 questions here. Feel free to pause the video and try them. And then you can unpause the video and check your answers. There are the answers there for them as well. So remember, there are 2 methods. Hopefully you have watched the right video. If you don't like the box method, there is another video using the foil or claw method. Hope this has helped, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.